Captain America comics. 4 complete stories from the files of Captain America, plus other features. Was the Senator to be the next victim of the Ringmaster's Wheel of Death? Captain America contents. Captain America and the Ringmaster of Death. Behind the laughter and gaiety of the circus grounds lurked a tragedy more sinister than the 20-foot python. But the Ringmaster made one fatal mistake when his Wheel of Death stopped at the names of Captain America and Bucky. Captain America and the Riddle of the Great Sea Dragon. What was the gruesome secret which chilled the brave hearts of the men who followed the sea and led Captain America and Bucky to their most dangerous adventure? Captain America and the Killers of the Bund. Like the spreading of a deadly plague, the seeds of dictatorship were planted on American shores until Captain America and the Sentinels of Liberty united to uproot the vicious growths. Captain America and the Terror of Devil's Island. Hideous were the reports that filtered through the jungle from the Island of Lost Souls, where men were beaten and tortured under the iron rule of a brutal overlord, until Captain America and his young pal met the terror that was Devil's Island. Headline Hunter, Foreign Correspondent. A daring American reporter braves the dangers of war-torn Europe to uncover a sensational story. Took, Cave Boy, in Weird Stories from the Dark Ages. Hurricane, Master of Speed. What connection was there between the disfigured beggar who sold pencils for crisp $1,000 bills and the flood of counterfeit money which swept the nation? Captain America and the Ringmaster of Death. Art and editorial by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Private Steve Rogers and his pal Bucky Barnes, spending an enjoyable evening at the circus, meet General Blaine in the milling crowd. Psst, Steve, imagine the old boy himself, here at the circus. Number 7, mister. That's my lucky number. That's the kind of sporting spirit I like, my boy. But unknown to Steve and Bucky, another wheel spins in a nearby tent, paying off in grimmer terms. The Wheel of Death, run by the Ringmaster of Crime. My Wheel of Death spins, and where it stops, nobody knows. Nobody except me. Now let's see who will be honored first. Ah! It points to General Blaine, who has so conveniently come to my circus tonight, to die. Who will suspect performers who bring delight and cheer to holiday crowds? My plans are perfect, so perfect. Tommy! Tommy! Where are you? The Ringmaster gives hushed orders to Tommy Thumb, the circus midget. You heard me, you little runt. I own you, body and soul. You won't welch on me. But I can't do that. Please don't make me. Don't use the whip. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it, Ringmaster. A little later, as General Blaine pauses at the tiger's cage, a tiny hand reaches for the cage lock. The crowd screams in terror as the tawny beast bounds out of this cage and attacks the first person his claws can reach, General Blaine. Help! Tiger's loose! That tiger's got General Blaine. Off with your clothes, kid. This is something for Captain America. Slipping into the shadows, the heroes execute a lightning change. Steve Rogers leaps forward as Captain America. I'm right with you, Cap. Hold that tiger. Exerting every ounce of his mighty power, Captain America grapples with the fierce man-killer. Captain America's steel muscles prove more than a match for the tiger's own, as Captain America snaps its head back and breaks the beast's neck. General Blaine's dead. I wonder, was this an accident? Or... Meanwhile, Bucky's sharp eyes have spied the midget sneaking away. A midget! Hey! Are you the one who opened the cage? But Bucky fails to notice there are sinister watchers. No, your Aunt Susie opened it. The ringmaster don't like snoopers. Take this, brat. And you take this! Ow! Captain America smacks one thug through a nearby tent. Hit Bucky, will you? Just what this circus needs. A skunk on exhibition. Trembling with fear at the devastating might of Captain America, another hoodlum watches wide-eyed. The ringmaster better do something about this guy, but fast. You alright, kid? Yeah. Gosh, that was a nasty smack. If we just had one shred of proof that General Blaine's death was no accident. Too bad that darn midget got away. He might have spilled plenty. I did hear one of the hoodlums mention the name Ringmaster. Whoever he is, I think we'll hear from him again. Think he's behind General Blaine's killing, eh, Cap? Exactly, Bucky. Let's get back to camp now. Next time we'll be ready for this Ringmaster lug. The next morning, angry Sergeant Duffy addresses Steve Rogers in his own brotherly manner. What do you mean pulling in after taps last night? At the circus, eh? I'll give you all the circus you want. You can juggle all those potatoes on KP. So put on your dungarees and get to work. Later in the day, Betty Ross, special government agent, arrives to investigate the death of General Barnes. And that's all I know. I think it was murder, Betty, because Captain America was on the job. Murder? Then I'd better see Defense Commissioner Newsom. He's reported being shadowed lately. He might be in danger too. Meanwhile... Aha! Defense Commissioner Newsom wins this time. The prize is death. And after him will die all those other swine. Then I will rule this leaderless nation, as the great Hitler rules in Europe. America's most vicious mobster shall be my Gestapo. We will grip this country in a steel vice of terror. And you, my circus performers, will help make it all possible. Zandow, the trapeze trio. Omir, the snake charmer. Step forward for instructions. We are ready to do your bidding. Good. You all know your part. Do not bungle, or my whip will taste your blood. Go now, and carry out my plan. That night, Defense Commissioner Newsom works late on defense problems in his office at the Armory. While outside the Armory window, crossing the human bridge to Commissioner Newsom's window, Omir deposits a wicker basket on the ledge. A wicker basket from which emerges a deadly cobra, which sways to the weird music coming from Omir's flute. Strike, my pet. We must obey the ringmaster. Go, while I play the music that makes you kill. Inside, Commissioner Newsom is annoyed by the soft, piping notes. Sounds like a flute. Makes me think of a circus. Suddenly, spitting, venomous death strikes Commissioner Newsom with the speed of lightning. Ah! Meanwhile, Betty Ross approaches the Armory, unaware that Captain America and Bucky are tailing her. If General Blaine was murdered, I must warn Defense Commissioner Newsom. He may be marked to die. Betty reaches the Armory in time to see the circus performers retrieving Omir from the ledge after his pet had done its deadly work. Ah! Good heavens! I'm too late! Those men have killed him! Suddenly, from out of the shadows, the ringmaster don't like witnesses, lady. You'll have to come with us. Let go of me! Hiya, Betty. When Bucky and I look for trouble, we always follow you. Looks like we just found it in time. The deadly barrel of a gun looms out of the darkness, centering Captain America's splendid figure square in its sights. Here's where I plug Captain America and get a nice fat bonus from the ringmaster. What? This is more fun than the circus, Cap. Crowd 'em, Bucky. Don't give 'em time to use their guns. But Sandow, the strong man, attacks Captain America from behind. When I hit them, they stay hit. And Captain America is no exception. Blitzen! It's the cops. Come on, you mucks. We got to let 'em out from here. Help! Cap! Cap! Are you hurt bad? I'm okay, Bucky. Boy, that was a nasty bump. Captain America's eyes gleam with a strange, cold light. His face muscles tighten as his words hiss from between his bared teeth. Do you like circuses, Bucky? We're going to one right now, and turn it inside out. I've been aching for a showdown with the ringmaster. Let's go, Cap. The police will report Newsom's death while we round up his murderers. Hey, you! Stop! Meanwhile, the ringmaster hears unwelcome news. Captain America chiseled in again. And what about this dame? She saw everything. Our friend Captain America is next. Next to die. From what I've heard about Captain America, my pretty wench, he'll come to your rescue and play right into my hands. We'll give him a warm, no, a magnificent reception in true circus style. Ha ha ha. I'll wager he'll make a clown out of you, ringmaster. Oh no, he won't. I've long prepared for this showdown, and you, my dear girl, will play a very important part in my scheme. Ha ha ha. As though answering the challenge, Captain America and Bucky invade the deserted circus grounds. It's empty, Cap. The show's over for tonight. You mean the show's about to begin. The ringmaster expects this visit, so watch out for a trap. Captain America's sharp eyes suddenly detect a sinister movement in the shadows. There's something moving in the darkness. I see it too, Cap. It's something big. The ringmaster's trap. We haven't a chance against those elephants, Bucky. We'll tackle the strong man and his low-browed pal. This is one I owe you, Hercules. And this one's on me. Bucky, meanwhile, dispatches his opponent, the missing link. Prodded by his rider, a bull elephant charges Captain America, and... Lift him, Rajar, then dash him to the ground. What a night for flying. Look out, Spike. I'm gonna pick off that monkey while he's still in the air. Like an expert diver, Captain America twists his body in midair and shoots like a bullet into the milling mobsters. Imagine bumping into you, mugs. Leaving the confused hoodlums, Captain America and Bucky peer into the big top. Look, Cap! It's Betty! She's dangling from that rope. Ha 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 ha! I thought you two might escape my trap outside, so I prepared this little stunt. I'm the ringmaster of crime, soon to be the ringmaster of all America. Will you surrender? Or would you rather I send that girl hurtling 100 feet to her death? But Captain America's nimble brain has already devised a split-second plan of action. Hop on, Bucky. Quick. Gotcha, Cap. All right. The girl dies. My Gestapo will get you later. Meanwhile, Cap and Bucky have swung to the high trapeze. I got her, Cap! Good boy, Bucky. The ringmaster angrily cuts the rope, sending Betty plummeting towards the ground below. Safe! You get Betty down, kid. I'm going after the ringmaster. Okay, Cap. What's your hurry, pal? You'll never get me. I've heard him say that before. Captain America pursues the ringmaster into the villain's private tent. Oh! Don't hit me again. I've had enough. Your wheel of death has claimed its last victim. You. At that moment, Bucky and Betty Ross enter the tent. Hiya, Cap. I just sewed up the rest of the gang. I collapsed the big top on the whole bunch. The police ought to be here before they get untangled. Nice work, kid. Come on, Bucky. Out the back way. That's the cops. Our job's done. Wait! Gone again. They saved my life and I can't even thank them. I wish I knew who they were. I have a hunch we'll meet again. Then maybe I'll find out. Captain America, The Gruesome Secret of the Dragon of Death. Meet Captain Okada, Oriental Master of Evil. The sun shines bright over Fort Lehigh, but scowling Sergeant Duffy isn't sunny side up as he approaches the tent of Private Steve Rogers. Hi, Sarge. What's this I hear about the General taking me to Honolulu? I'm sure I don't know, me hula-brained pumpkin. If it's to Honolulu he's taking you, it's probably to give the boys there a laugh and boost their morale. In General Haywood's office, Steve Rogers receives his instructions from the General himself. Rogers, I'm due to fly to Kanoa Island Naval Base. I've assigned you as my orderly, and young Bucky Barnes will go with us since you're both so inseparable, and I need a good messenger. Yes, sir. Delighted, sir. Meanwhile, off the coast of one of the Hawaiian Islands, a small native fishing boat speeds towards shore. Dragon! Sea dragon! Anahu see it! Great dragon swallow boat and all of Anahu's friends! Why, that sounds fantastic. And yet, you've never lied to me before. Contact the patrol boat Winfield and tell her to investigate the presence of a huge fish that has the natives frightened in this area. Request that they contact the base if anything develops. We've got to stop this thing before it causes further unrest among the natives. Receiving the message, the Navy patrol boat searches the seething Pacific waters for signs of the monster fish. Aboard the patrol boat. What kind of fish could be frightening natives who play games with sharks? Who knows? Maybe it's a sea serpent. Suddenly, one of the naval officers lowers his binoculars and stares petrified in wonderment. Good Lord! Miller, do you see what I see? Or am I dreaming? Holy smoke! A sea dragon! Quick, notify the base at once! Rising from the depths like a nightmare from an age long dead, the gigantic, nightmarish sea beast makes for the patrol vessel. While back at the base, frantic calls for aid besiege the wireless room as an unbelievable story pours through the wires. It's a sea dragon, sir, as big as the Navy Yard. Commander Phillips says aiming to swallow the ship. Navy base calling Patrol Ship Winfield. Patrol Ship Winfield, come in. Jumpin' Jupiter. They don't answer. Their signals have stopped. Scouting planes, reaching the scene of the distress calls, find nothing but a vast, empty sea below them. The next day, screaming headlines announced a disastrous incident. Silent wireless only clue to disaster. Warship vanishes without trace. Sabotage hinted in Navy mystery. Disappearance of Navy patrol ship New Riddle of Seas. While the mysterious incident still baffles the Navy Department, a huge Navy utility transport plane wings its way westward across the Pacific. Aboard the giant plane, Steve Rogers and Bucky, accompanying General Haywood, enjoy the view. Gee, Steve, this is exciting. I've a hunch there's much more excitement waiting for us after we land. Suddenly, the Navy plane looms over Kanoa Island, used as a naval base by the United States fleet. There it is, Bucky. That's where we land. Gee, look at the volcano! The Navy transport plane lands in the small inland bay where a motor launch waits for the Army mission. I'm General Haywood. Please take me to Commander Phillips at once. I thought you knew, sir. Commander Phillips was on the ill-fated Winfield. The natives claim the ship was swallowed by a giant sea dragon. What kind of nonsense is this? This looks like a job for Captain America. Hot diggity dog, Cap. I'm itching for action. There's something more to this dragon story than meets the eye, Bucky. I have a hunch that Commander Phillips is still alive, and we're going to rescue him. Steve Rogers is unaware how true his hunch really is, for in a great steel-walled room underneath the stormy Pacific Ocean, Commander Phillips is alive and imprisoned by sinister-looking Orientals. Your navy must be destroyed. Your nation must be humbled. The Axis Alliance has the plan that will bring this about. You'll pay for this. The volcano on Kanoa Island is the weapon we plan to use against your fleet. Our plan is to bring the volcano to life with dynamite. Your Pacific fleet will perish in the eruption before it can sail out of the inland bay. Volcano, fleet, twin lighthouse. Our only problem is to get a dynamite-laden barge past your patrols. And you need the password to do that. You'll never get it from me. Never. We Asiatics have ways of getting what we want. My men will now show you some of them. You can kill me if you like, but I'll never tell the password. Ah! As the hours drag on. The American fates again, Excellency. Shall I revive him for further torture? You may stop now, Toshio. We'll see if we can't pry this dog's tongue loose with the screams of his daughter. Fetch her here, Toshio. Yes, master. Evening on Kanoa Island finds the grief-stricken daughter of Commander Phillips leaving General Haywood's office. There, honey. If your father's alive, we'll find him. I just know Dad's alive. I just know it. Meanwhile, on the grounds outside, Steve Rogers and his little friend don their crime-fighting costumes. I hope my hunch is right, Bucky. Let's trail her. Right. Suddenly, from the surrounding darkness, two burly figures leap at the unsuspecting girl. Cap! Look! I thought so. Aren't we gonna do anything about it? Not now, Bucky. We've got to see where they take her. Then. Binding the girl securely, the Orientals place her in a native canoe and paddle out to sea. Faster, Hiroshi! The dragon waits. Captain America and Bucky give silent pursuit. Don't get too close, Bucky. If they discover us, they may harm the girl. Suddenly, a gigantic dragon head breaks through the waves in front of the Asiatic's canoe. Cap! The dragon! The natives were right. Look! It's going to swallow that canoe. Don't get excited, Bucky. We'll swing into action in just 1 minute. The dragon opens its monstrous jaws as the tiny canoe is drawn into the cavernous mouth. Signaling for Bucky to follow, Captain America dives silently overboard. What's Cap up to? Swim for the dragon's mouth, before it closes, Bucky. Are you crazy, Cap? We'll be swallowed alive. The dragon head looms larger and larger as the pair reach the tremendous mouth. The jaws are closing. I'm game, Cap, but I think this is suicide. The cyclopean jaws close, leaving the heroes in complete darkness. Hold on to my hand, Bucky. We've got to see this thing through. I'm with you, Cap. I suppose our next stop is the dragon's tummy. A faint glow illuminates the distance ahead of the daring adventurers. Cap! A light ahead! Captain America and Bucky stumble on the secret of the sea dragon. It is a gigantic Asiatic submarine whose immense hull could hold a fleet of battleships. A. Captain America and Bucky. B. The missing patrol ship USS Winfield. C. Where Commander Phillips is imprisoned. D. Orientals removing Commander's daughter from canoe. Captain America and Bucky have very little time to absorb the awesome spectacle as a squad of muscular Asiatics pounce on the pair. Go get him, Bucky! Hey! What the... Ow! Meanwhile, in another part of the gigantic dragon submarine, Commander Phillips's daughter Marie is brought to the torture chamber. Father! Father! Thank heaven you're alive! Marie! Marie! Honey! You dirty devils! If you put one finger on my child, I'll... You are hardly in a position to retaliate, my friend. My patience is sorely tired. Hiroshi! Now! The eyes of one of Marie's captors glint cruelly as he twists her arm upward behind her back. The girl screams in agony, her face a mask of pain. Oh! Stop! You're hurting me! Let her go! Let her go! You... This is mild compared to the other tortures in store for her. Will you talk? Or must we... No! I'll talk. Only don't hurt her anymore. I can't bear it. The commander's words are lost in the sudden clanging of an alarm bell. What in the name of the seven dragons? Hello? Hello? This is Captain Okada. What is wrong? There's nothing wrong that Captain America can't fix. See you in a minute, you rat. Captain America? On board my submarine? Well, he won't stop my mission. It shall be carried out, password or not. Seizing the girl, Okada leads an Oriental suicide squad to a streamlined, armored barge loaded with dynamite, which is shot to the surface to blow up the volcano. The dynamite-laden barge, bristling with cannon, skirts the Konoha Island harbor, intent on reaching the volcano area. Captain America and Bucky, meanwhile, break into the torture room, only to find the pain-racked Commander Phillips its only occupant. Quick! No time to lose. Asiatic barge heading for Konoha Island to blow up the volcano. Lava will trap Pacific Fleet. Easy, sir. I'll have you free in a second. In an adjoining room, Bucky gasps at what he sees in the periscope. Cap! Come here, quick! Great Scott! The barge has ducked the U.S. patrols. They're near the volcano. Marie's on board that barge. We've got to work fast. Commander Phillips, you've got to warn the fleet to clear the harbor. You can use the sub's radio. Come on, Bucky. We're going to pilot this steel dragon and overtake that barge. I'm right with you, Cap. Meanwhile, on board the armored barge, Captain Okada receives a report from one of his officers. I wish to report that our men have charged the volcano with dynamite, Most Exalted Excellency. Good. Now I will carry out my next move. Relay my order to set the course for the entrance to Kanoa Island Harbor. With the dynamite still on board, we're going to blow up the barge and block the only exit of escape for the American fleet. Suddenly, the Great Sea Dragon submarine breaks the surface near the armored barge. And from its tremendous deck, a tan, well-built figure dives into the sea. A few moments later, an Asiatic sentry on the barge's deck is gripped by the dripping, steel-muscled arm of Captain America. Then, Jumping Jupiter! A new brand of dynamite suddenly explodes in the faces of the startled Asiatics, while the fuse burns ever closer to the real explosives. On the other side of the barge, Captain Okada and his men are abandoning ship, leaving the barge heading straight for the harbor. Faster, Hiroshi! We must clear her before she explodes. Captain America, having beaten the dynamiters, rushes below decks to free Marie Phillips. No time for gaps, sister. The ship is charged with TNT from stem to stern. Swim for all you're worth, baby. Only seconds left now. If I make the control room in time, I may be able to steer this tub away from the harbor. Turn, you iron sea turtle! We've just got 1 second, but I'll make you turn, if I have to be blown to bits with you. In the observation room of the Dragon submarine, Bucky and Commander Phillips watch the barge with strained anxiety. Why doesn't he jump? Cap! Cap! Why don't you jump? Easy, son. At that moment, the dead volcano erupts, and the armored barge, with Captain America at the controls, is also blown to pieces. But not before it swerves from its course, leaving the harbor free for the escaping American fleet to pass through. In the Dragon submarine, Cap! Cap was still on that barge! He's dead. Cap's dead. I can't believe it. Don't, lad. Thanks to Captain America, the Pacific Fleet is safely out of the volcano's reach. His deed will never be forgotten by any American. Turning toward the huge window, his eyes still wet with tears, Bucky's face becomes a mask of hate as he spies Okada's fleeing launch. You dirty yellow devils! It's your fault that Cap's dead! Bucky, mad with anger, races for the 16-inch cannon on the super sub's deck. I'll fix their hash right now! In the launch, the villainous Okada and his men stare at the Dragon sub's cannon in horror. Our cannon! It's aiming at us! The terrific blast from Bucky's cannon blows the launch and its Asiatic crew to bits. That was for Cap, you scum! After avenging the loss of his best friend, Bucky returns to Commander Phillips, who cheerfully greets the boy. Bucky, she's safe! My daughter Marie is safe! A destroyer just radioed that she was rescued swimming towards their ship. That's swell. I'm glad for you, sir. Captain America freed her before the barge exploded. If only he were alive for me to thank him. We all owe him so much, Bucky. Bucky simply nods and wanders sadly off, his tortured little mind still numbed by the death of his friend. Suddenly, Bucky! Psst! What in... Why... It can't be! It is! Cap! Cap! You're alive! Yes, I'm alive, kid. That blast blew me clear out of danger. It was the closest shave I ever had. I'm still a bit shaken up, though. Gee, I... We better report back to General Haywood before the old boy gets worried. Later, in General Haywood's quarters. With all hell breaking loose, you two have certainly made yourself scarce. Where have you been? You see, sir, we... Never mind. When we return home, I'll see that Sergeant Duffy keeps you both busy. With KP duty. Captain America in Killers of the Bund. For months, the fifth column element in America was spreading terror throughout the nation. The enemies of democracy had been beating up innocent people who refused to join their ranks and destroying their homes. Finally, the mighty Captain America and his daredevil pal Bucky decided to take a hand and wipe out the dogs of dictatorships. Our story opens one night when Heinrich Schmidt receives some rough and unwelcome guests. Well, Herr Schmidt, what is your answer to our offer? I say get out! I shall never join your bloodthirsty bund. I am of German descent, yes, but I'm also a good American citizen. I'll have nothing to do with an organization that aims to destroy the country that protects me and mine from creeds like yours. You democratic swine. Show him, Fritz. What are you going to do? Ugh! Hit him harder. Harder! He's not unconscious yet. Later, as Bucky and his friend, Bob Schmidt, walk up the block, they notice a sleek, black sedan pull away from the Schmidt's home. Gosh, Bob, that was a swell movie. Bucky, that car, it just left my house. That's funny. There's no lights on. It's nothing to worry about. Maybe your father's gone to sleep. So long, Bob. I've got to get back to camp. The next day, Bucky and Steve Rogers have a chat in their tent. Honestly, Steve, Bob Schmidt and his father are two swell guys. Yes, Bucky. I've found German American people to be very nice. What the? Why, it's Bob Schmidt. Bucky, something terrible has happened. Easy, son. Tell us all about it. What's wrong? What is it, Bob? This is Steve Rogers. He can help you if anybody can. Bob tells his story. And that's all I know. When I got home, I found him beaten and unconscious on the floor. Holy mackerel. I can't understand it. Father didn't have an enemy in the world. And now he's in the hospital. Still unconscious. Now you rest here a while, pal. Bucky and I'll try to straighten things out for you. Gosh, you guys are tops. Poor kid. Come on, Steve. Let's go. Whoever is responsible for this is certainly gonna pay for it. Later, at the hospital. You and Master Barnes may go in now, Mr. Rogers. Thank you. Bucky and I are friends of your son Bob, Mr. Schmidt. Could you tell us who did this to you? It was the Nazis. They wanted me to join their bund. I refused, so they beat me until I knew no more. Nazis, eh? I'm glad you told me this, Mr. Schmidt. I'm just the party who can take care of those bullying rats. Gosh, Steve, what an awful thing. To think this could happen in America. Well, Captain America is going to see that it doesn't happen here. Come on, Bucky. That night, two silent figures draw near the sinister Bund camp. What was that? I could swear I heard something. The next thing you'll hear will be the birdies. Gaining entrance to the Bund camp, Captain America and Bucky move along quietly, until... What? It's their Yankee Toofle! Captain America! Darn that pal. Okay, Bucky, here they come. Give 'em all you got. Right, Cap. Heavy automatics blaze away at Cap and Bucky, only to have their bullets deflected by Captain America's shield. Back, Bucky! These thugs aren't clowning. Look out, Cap! They're coming from both sides! Let 'em come, Bucky. I'm losing patience with these rats. This trick still works. Bucky keeps busy too. Here's a sleeper for Mr. Schmidt. And you can have one for Bob. Awed by Captain America's amazing attack, the remaining Nazis cower in fear of his terrible fists. You've had enough, eh? You're pretty brave until someone really stands up to you and fights. Well, we're going now. We never hit men who are licked. We're not Nazis. But we'll be back. The time has come for Americans to teach you a lesson. We'll be seeing you. The next day, a meeting of the Sentinels of Liberty is held. Okay, Sentinels, we voted unanimously to act as secret agents for Captain America. It's up to us to locate more hidden Bund hideouts so Cap can mop them up. Are you with me? You bet! Count us in! And so the Sentinels begin their search for fifth columnists in their hideouts. And listen to their plans. Yeah, Hans. We will blow up their dam like our leader says. This time I hope the pay is good. Meanwhile, Bucky trails a suspect to a cabin in the woods, where the Sentinel overhears some startling news. Captain America said he would be back. We must take care of that swine. Some of our men are attending to that little matter now, Herr Schnitzel. Oh, I must warn Steve. The tent's empty. Steve's gone. They must have gotten him. The scene shifts to another Bund camp, where we find Captain America a prisoner. We have Captain America, Herr Commandant. We sprayed their sleeping gas on him and he is unconscious. That's good. In the Nazi guardhouse. Wow. What hit me? A sleeping gas of our own invention, Herr Captain. Why, you. One more move like that and we shoot. What do you birds intend doing with me? I'll tell, Herr Captain. We're going to amuse you, Captain America. Take him outside, guards. In 1 minute, Captain. You will bother us no more. The boys in back of me are out for target practice. And I'm their target. I get it. I think you'll be interested to know that after you're dead, we are going to spray their entire city with sleep gas and then capture it. We will then await the Führer's invasion. Infuriated by the Commandant's statements, Captain America charges the Nazis like a runaway train. Get Vic! To their planes! Spray their city with gas! Hurry! Before that one-man army breaks loose! I gotta clip these buzzards' wings but fast! With so much at stake, the mighty Captain America exerts his tremendous strength and succeeds in breaking his bonds. All out, pal! You'd be more at home in a cell than a cockpit. A dose of lead is just a thing to change those babies' attitudes. After taking off, Cap catches up with a Bund flyer. There goes one of the rats. Uh-oh. 2 of them. This looks like trouble. That was a close shave. Just one more ratsy to polish off. Locking his controls to keep his ship flying level, the Bund pilot steps out on the wing to do battle with Captain America. High above the ground, the 2 men engage in a struggle, to the death. But the Nazi flyer is no match for the mighty fists of Captain America. Ah! That takes care of their gas attack. Now I think I'll return and settle with those birds once and for all. Racing back to the Bund camp, Captain America meets Bucky. What's up, Bucky? You look excited. Cap! Am I glad to see you? You had me worried. I found your shield and was going to look for you. The Sentinels and their fathers have gone to raid the Bun camp. I've just sent a message to the militia. It's gonna be a grand fight. Well, what are we waiting for? Reaching Camp Reichland, Cap and Bucky find it a bedlam of shouting, struggling figures. Hooray! Here comes Captain America and Bucky! Hooray! Yahoo! Yahoo! At the sight of Captain America's terrifying figure, the beaten Nazis flee before his onslaught. Ow! Help! Look at him run, Cap. I guess they won't beat up any more loyal German-American citizens. The next day at Camp Lehigh, Heinrich Schmidt and his little son Bob visit Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. Bob and I just called to thank you and Bucky for taking care of Bob while I was ill. It's too bad we can't thank Captain America for all he's done, too. Why, Bob, I guess wherever Captain America is, he probably understands how you feel, and appreciates it. Captain America and the Terror That Was Devil's Island. More sinister and foreboding than Devil's Island itself is Peppo LaRock, the prison overseer who squats behind his shabby office desk, awaiting two visitors who have arrived from the United States. Have the two Americans shown in, Darrell? At once, mon commandant. Bonjour, monsieurs. You've come to see the prisoner Tom Jason, yes? Yes. Tom and I are good friends. We went to fly for France a year ago and was sent here as a prisoner by the Germans after France's defeat. Tom Jason is a political prisoner, an enemy to the new France. That is why he is here. You mean an enemy of the Nazis? He shot down 23 of them. Suddenly, the office door opens, and Tom Jason is brought in. Tom! Holy smoke! I can't believe it. Steve. Bucky. I knew you'd come. What have they done to you, Tom? The prisoner cringes in fear as Peppo LaRock fastens his black, pig-like eyes on Tom Jason. They've done nothing. I've been treated well. Monsieur LaRock has been good to me. There. You see, monsieurs, he is a little sick, but is treated with care. But now he must go back. The visit is over. Tom Jason is taken back to his cell, while LaRock, with his most disarming smile, ushers Steve and Bucky out of his office. You may have this small hut until the next boat arrives in 2 days, monsieur. Alone in the hut, Steve and Bucky discuss poor Tom. Gosh, Steve, LaRock hardly let us speak to Tom. And did you see how frightened Tom was? Gee, he looked awful. Come on, Bucky. Captain America is going to investigate that prison. Yahoo! Now you're talking. Let's go. That night, two mysterious figures silently gain entrance to the prison. Drop quietly, Bucky. Okay, Cap. Sorry, pal. I need your keys. Do you hear something, Cap? Sounded like a man in agony. Captain America and Bucky break into the prison torture chamber, where a horrible sight greets them. They're torturing Tom! Sacre bleu! So that's how well you treat your prisoners, eh? Well, I'm going to treat you even better. You will have to treat the sharks first, mon brave. Suddenly, the ground opens beneath Captain America's feet. What? Captain America hurtles down the shark pit with incredible speed, until his body plunges deep beneath the shark-filled water. Ripping off a steel wing from his head mask, the great crime fighter uses it as a knife against the oncoming man-eaters. The murky waters become a churning whirlpool of sleek, flashing bodies, as Captain America desperately battles the tigers of the sea. Captain America's lungs are near the bursting point. Killing the second shark, he shoots to the surface with the third man-eater speeding after him. Sorry, old man. Better luck next time. With the rock. Captain America hammers away at the slimy pit wall with his shield, cutting niches in the wall for hand and footholds, until he wearily drags himself over the top. I made it. A sudden shout of alarm causes the exhausted Captain America to raise his head. Cap! Cap! Ha 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 ha! Your captain is entertaining the sharks. You will join him when I'm through with you. Don't touch that boy! Cap! Dirty, murdering scum! Nice work, Cap. You flattened him like a pancake. Captain America releases Tom Jason before leaving the prison with Bucky. I don't know who you two are, but I'd like to thank you for what you've done. Nonsense. You're a man worth saving. What are your plans now, Tom? Nazi pressure on the Vichy government in France will keep me here for life. I won't last long in this hellhole. I must escape. If I have to die, it will be for democracy. I'm going back to Europe and fly for Greece. Goodbye, pals, and thanks again. Weeks later, Steve Rogers and Bucky, having returned from their leave to Devil's Island, read the daily newspapers. Bucky, look at this war communique from Greece. American flyer and Greek Air Force shot down a Nazi bomber and 2 escort fighters in a Nazi air attack on Greek positions in Albania. The American, a recent addition to his squadron, is a veteran pilot and has become a terror to his foes. Get that, Bucky? Yeah, it's Tom Jason. He's dealing the cards to the Nazis now. All aces of spades. Headline Hunter, Foreign Correspondent. Wherever we find news, excitement, mystery, and adventure, there too we find the newspaper reporter. Always on the alert for something new, ready to risk his very life for a scoop, and finding adventure in every corner of the globe. This story is respectfully dedicated to the newspapermen of all nations, who without regard for their own personal safety or security, live each moment recklessly, so that we may have news. And now meet Headline Hunter, Foreign Correspondent. Story by Stan Lee. In London, we find Jerry Hunter, known to his friends as Headline Hunter, speaking to his New York editor. I can't help it, Chief. How can I get a scoop in London? Every time something happens, every paper in town gets wind of it as soon as I do. Heck, how can I find a scoop if there just ain't none? Mr. Hunter, the managing editor wants you right away. Quick, Headline. You've got to run down to the American Embassy building. Something important has happened. Okay, Chief. I'm on my way. Wow. Headline reaches the embassy building in record time. What's happened, Ambassador Jordan? Oh, hello, Hunter. It's something serious this time. My briefcase containing the food contract between the United States and England has been stolen. If it's not recovered within 24 hours, the Nazis will have learned the location of our convoys, and will sink them. Ambassador Jordan introduces 3 men. Gentlemen of the press, these are the only 3 men who were with me before the case was stolen. This is Mr. Billings, my secretary, Mr. Crawford of the English War Relief Society, and Mr. Cools, my legal advisor. My guess is that one of those guys is the thief. Boy, what a scoop it'll be if I can catch him. Suddenly, a foreboding shadow darkens the sky. Air raid. I better get in that shelter. Quick! Inside the air raid shelter. There's someone sneaking away from the crowd. I wonder why. He looks suspicious. The mysterious stranger vanishes. Gosh, he's vanished. There must be a secret trap door somewhere. Headline luckily locates a secret panel, and a stairway swings down. There, I found it. Without a second thought, the daring American correspondent climbs up into the murky blackness above. Suddenly, Headline finds himself a prisoner. We'll teach you to stick your nose where it does not belong. Cools, so you're the traitor. You won't be able to divulge this information to anyone, Mr. Hunter, so I might as well tell you. Cools makes a confession. I stole the treaty, and within 24 hours Great Britain shall have lost the war, and then my government will give me a fabulous reward. And now, Mr. Hunter, I have a treat in store for you. Take him to the plane, men. You won't get away with this, Cools. Headline Hunter is dragged to a waiting plane as the death-dealing English anti-aircraft guns drive away the Germans. And now, Mr. Hunter, before we fly to Germany, I'm going to drop a bomb on number 10 Downing Street, and you're going to be tied to it. A terrible fate is prepared for the news hunter. You're ahead now, but you'll get what's coming to you soon. And now, Headline Hunter, I wish you a pleasant trip. But unseen by the murderous Nazis, Headline catches onto the plane's undercarriage and swings to safety. Inside the plane, now that we've gotten rid of that meddling American swine, head for Berlin. Later. Ah, here we are, Berlin at last. And there's the Grupp Munitions Works. God in Himmel! The Grupp plant blew up! You fools! You stumbled over the bomb release! Now, dogs, I'll teach you a lesson! No, no, mein Herr! We did not do it! Mercy! Mercy! Cool shoots his men down in cold blood. That was very foolish of you, Herr Cools. I dropped that bomb, and now I'll attend to you. You! That won't do you any good. You've already emptied your gun. And now, Fritz, head back to London. Or else. Back in London. And we want to publicly thank you for your valiant aid. Oh gosh, it wasn't anything. And besides, boy, look at the swell scoop I got. Extra. Reporter nabs Nazi agent single-handed. Recovers food convoy plans. Took. Cave Boy. In Weird Stories from the Dark Ages. With the cave boy Took, a fugitive from Bonzo, the fierce tyrant of the cave people, his adventurous friend Tanir is subjected to cruel torture by marauding outlaws. Took observes. I will make the saber-tooth call to save Tanir. Eow! Not far away, a saber-toothed tiger hears the call of its mate and moves toward the sound. Bonzo! Look! Saber-tooth comes. Yeah! Help! Tanir is left to face the ferocious killer alone. Taste my magic stick, Saber-tooth! Bonzo's men crowd around in awe at the terrible beast, dead at Tanir's feet. The magic stick killed it! For this deed, I will give you one more chance to help us deal with Took. Then let us smoke him out with fire. No trickery, or you will die this time. What is he doing? The flaming brand soars high over Took. and lands in a forest which springs into flame. A herd of giant mammoths trumpet in terror and stampede. Took nears their path. Now I must leap. To the left, my friend, to the left! The herd, guided by Took, thunders down on Bonzo and his men. Ah! They will trample us! Leaping off to a rock, Took and Tanir watch the herd vanish in the distance. We are together again. And this is the end of Bonzo and his brutes. I will be merciful and give Bonzo a cleaner death. Ah! Well, brave Tanir, what next? There is further adventure here. Hurricane, Master of Speed. What sinister motives had the mysterious old miser for spreading his money throughout the nation? What connection was there between the unknown beggar and the plan to wreck the United States? The evil menace of the master criminals was increasingly alarming, until Hurricane solved their grim secret. An unassuming young man changes a $20 bill at a bank teller's window. 2 tens, please. Appearing as a mortal, no one knows he is Hurricane, son of the thunder god Thor. Every bank I've gone to so far has given me change in counterfeit bills. They're so cleverly made that even the banks can't detect them. Putting 2 and 2 together, this appears to resemble a clue. Retired financier gives millions to charity. Horace Flintheart disposes of huge holdings. A few moments later, a reporter appears at the Flintheart mansion. I'm Harry Kane of the Star Eagle. I'd like to interview Mr. Flintheart. I'm sorry, Mr. Flintheart never speaks to the press. Well, it's never too late to begin. Was that the wind? Hey, where are you? Assuming the speed of a comet, Hurricane flies through the partly open door. Thanks for granting me an interview, Mr. Flintheart. You impertinent pup. How did you get in here? Just blew in. My paper is interested in your charities, especially after your being known as the world's greatest miser all these years. Flintheart's claw-like hand touches a secret button under his desk. And a moment later, Hurricane is surrounded by threatening figures. These are the gentlemen who assist me in my interviewing. All right, let's begin this interview. Fine. I'll ask the questions and these gentlemen will do the persuading. First of all, why are you sticking your nose into my business? That's easy. It's because I don't like your business. Any more questions? With lightning speed, Hurricane slips through the grasp of the dazed thugs. Flintheart's hand reaches for another button. Yes, just one more. What are you going to do now, you smart aleck? But from the trap door there appears a blinding stream of light, and Harry Kane emerges as Hurricane, fighter of evil. Kill him! Kill him! I'll give you as much money as you want. Real money. The angry crime avenger leaps into action. Down, you loathsome swine! And stay down! Now, you pious hypocrite, what have you to say for yourself? With wealth and power, I knew you wouldn't be interested in just a petty counterfeiting scheme. It is something more than that. I don't know myself. I was told that with billions of dollars worth of fake money in circulation, there would be inflation. Money would be cheap and I could get control of everything, and rule like a king. Who told you this? But one of Flintheart's traitorous thugs stills his tongue, for all time. An old man, known as Nick. Oh. I am sorely grieved at you, my friend. Hurricane inspects the Flintheart mansion and destroys millions of dollars worth of fake money. This is money to burn. Now to locate this Nick, whoever he might be, although I doubt that he will relish seeing me. To avoid suspicion, Hurricane changes to his street clothes. A rather humble dwelling for a master of evil. Can you inform me as to the whereabouts of a certain Nick person? If you mean poor old Nick the beggar, he left with his pencils a few minutes ago. Hurricane spies the old beggar going down the street. I'll follow and see what he's up to. In a nearby store. Can you help a poor old beggar? Business isn't so good, but here's a few pennies. With a deft flip of his wrist, Nick tosses a handful of the fake money into the open cash register. Just spreading a little evil as he goes, but he must have more sinister intentions than these. The time has come to put an end to Nick's wicked activities. After visiting a number of shops, Nick steps into a dark hallway. There is a moment's pause, and he emerges as a suave, well-dressed businessman. Unseen, Hurricane follows his quarry into a magnificent suite of one of the city's finest hotels. Nick, old boy, your scheme is going over great. The market is beginning to react to the phony money. We'll keep selling short and control everything. We will not fail, gentlemen. Not with your generous cooperation. The misled fools. They do not realize that they will destroy the entire nation. When money becomes worthless, there will be panic, revolution, and bloodshed. He trails Nick to another visit. Ah, Nikolai, we are doing everything we can to help you. Is everything coming along well? Very well, comrades. Soon we will have our revolution and destruction. Wheeling about suddenly, Nick discovers Hurricane. A spy! Get him, men! I think you're in for rather a surprise. In a blaze of light, the Master of Speed surges through the oncoming men. And now, little man, I shall put you where you belong. No, no! I'll give you anything. Let me go. I'll give you all my money. It will probably be counterfeit. Hurricane is attacked from behind. That's it. Get him! Kill him! Kill him! But the Speed Master slips away. Suddenly, the door opens, and... There they are, officers. You'll find the evidence on the table. I honestly don't know whom they are searching for. Later, a slightly bruised crime fighter ponders over his adventures, and his adventures to come. Did these fools really think that they could capture a god? They certainly did bang me up a bit, though. I wonder what my next adventure with the mortals will be.